Welcome to the Pregnancy Diaries. I am going to be sharing with you my weirdest pregnancy symptoms that all made sense once I found out I was pregnant, but that I didn't actually know were pregnancy symptoms until I went to Google and was like, why is this happening to me? What is wrong with me? And turns out they were actually all pregnancy symptoms all along. One, dandruff. Oh my God, dandruff. Like I am telling you, I had so much dandruff. It was so embarrassing for me. I was like, what the fuck? Like I've never been someone who's had dandruff before. And it was like a lot to navigate because I was just like, what is happening? But that's a pregnancy symptom. So it's apparently to do with like the changes in hormones. So it's just something, and I'm not saying like as I go through these symptoms, don't be like, oh my gosh, I have all of these symptoms because some of these I feel like are just normal, like things that happen to people like every day, but like for me, they were pregnancy symptoms. Another one was really achy, like calves and legs. And I was like, what is happening to me? Like, I feel like I have actually run a 10K run and like I haven't. And like, that's how my legs were feeling. And I was just like, what is going on? Another one is really strong sense of smell. Now, this is a common pregnancy symptom, although I didn't know it was a pregnancy symptom. So I was going to the toilet, for example, and like I have a plant in my toilet, and I was convinced, I was like, this plant stinks. I need to take it out of my toilet. Like, what is going on? My best friend at the time was staying with me. My partner obviously lives here. And they're just like, you're going crazy. Like, there's nothing stinks in here. The toilet just smelled so bad. I couldn't clean it enough. I was like, what is actually happening? And like now I feel like that's settled and like that's just not happening. Like maybe it was like just a weird like a cue or something. Another thing was like when I smelt camembert cheese and all of my friends were eating it and I was looking at them and I was like, guys, that is rotten. Like there is something wrong with that. And they were like, no, there's not. It smells fine. And I was like, there is no way I'm putting that anywhere near me. Like it actually just smelled so disgusting. Lo and behold, strong sense of smell. It's a thing. And it's actually a thing for a reason. I was looking into it. And the reason that you have such a strong sense of smell while you're pregnant is so that you can smell out if foods are like not actually good so that you don't eat them and then harm yourself or the baby. So it's a primal thing. Like it's actually really cool. Another pregnancy symptom that I feel like this is also a common one, but I was so tired. But it was really interesting because I'm usually someone who can get up at like 4:30 in the morning, feel really motivated, feel really good, start my day really early, but I was struggling. And my nan actually passed away at the start of the year, and I was just thinking, am I still grieving this? Like am I, and of course like still have like iterations of that, but it felt really intense. Like I was like, is my body okay? Like I actually was like, what is happening? Because when she first passed away, the first like month and a half, I was feeling really tired, but I feel like it was just my body responding to that traumatic event because it was quite traumatic how all of that happened. But then like months later, I'm still like sleeping and I'm like, what is happening? Like I genuinely don't feel myself. Lo and behold, your girlie was just growing a little baby and had no idea. A super weird symptom that I had that I don't really like, I feel like I've had it a little bit again recently, and I'm in my second trimester now. Like, I haven't had it for weeks, and I feel like it's kind of come back a little bit recently. But my like nasal congestion, like, I was like, I couldn't be a nose breather some days. And I just felt like when I was breathing out of my nose, it was just super like I could do it, but it was like a lot of work. And apparently, that is also a pregnancy symptom because of some reason to do with like, I guess the hormonal changes or something. I did look into it. I can't fully remember, but I was shocked. I was like, because I thought I was like getting sick. I was like, all these random little wacky things are going on in my body. And I'm just like, but see, all of the symptoms that I had prior to finding out that I was actually pregnant were kind of like I had a reason for them. Like the dandruff, I was like, change in the weather, the tiredness, I was like, I'm still grieving. The smell, like the sense of smell, I was just like thinking like everyone else just had a bad sense of smell. Like I was honestly just like, you guys, like there's something wrong with you. It's not me. And then yeah, just like everything kind of wasn't like a super intense symptom. Like I didn't get like the nauseousness or anything like that where it was like, oh my God, there's something off. Like the only thing that cued to me that like, okay, there's something going on here was that my cycle was late because it's never ever late. Another super weird symptom for me was incredibly vivid dreams. And now, again, I had no idea this was a pregnancy symptom, but I was having dreams of being like a lot of dreams were around being at home and then being attacked on my land, or like things like a lot of the theme was like me being like um protecting my home or my family, and then someone trying to like infiltrate that. So it was like very much like that, like mother archetype. Like I was in that mother archetype of like trying to protect, but it wasn't working. Um, and just like nightmares and just like dreaming of like things going wrong, just dreams of like my partner like not being around, not being able to find him, or just like super weird intense dreams. Or like I had some dreams where he was really nasty to me and I'm like, what is happening? Like I have no idea why I'm having these horrible dreams. And I am someone who does like, I have very vivid dreams anyway. I have had some really beautiful dreams since I've been pregnant, but at the very start I was like, what is happening to me? Like why am I having such intense nightmares? Like, and I would wake up crying, or I would wake up just really like tense and like just so unsure why these like dreams were coming to me like nearly every single night. And it was super weird. Lo and behold, vivid dreams or nightmares are actually a common pregnancy symptom. And it happens to a lot of pregnant women. And I'm like, who would have thought? Like, actually, who would have thought? I don't know what like causes that. For me, I feel like it's just the beginning of the transition energetically from maiden to mother. So of course, like going to be faced with like your fears. And that's how my dreams really felt. Like I was facing my fears every single night. I was like, oh my gosh. But they have definitely like settled now. And I've had a couple here and there, but like mostly just really nice vivid dreams. So we absolutely love that. Like final symptom that I had that I just didn't know, well, didn't think was because I was pregnant. I genuinely thought that my luteal phase was just treating me not good. I was like, there's something going on in my body, but I was kind of just like, I thought it was just a really bad luteal phase. Was I had bloating, and I did have a bit of like, I don't know. I guess it was definitely the implantation feel, like the feeling of like implantation, although it kind of almost felt like ovulation twins, like the pain of ovulation, similar to that. Always in my left side as well. And that was like at the very start. And that actually did last for a couple of weeks. I was getting that not not frequently, although like maybe regularly, like every like couple of days or something, I'd be like, oh my gosh. And I've actually continued through my pregnancy to get, if I get any sort of cramping, it's always on my left side, which is super interesting. But yeah, the bloating was real. I just genuinely was like, what have I eaten? What have I done? Like, I just was blaming it on like all these other things. But all of the symptoms that I had, I feel like I really did have like a reason for why they were there. So I was kind of just like, so oblivious to it. That is my random pregnancy symptoms that I had that I didn't even realize were symptoms until my cycle was late. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this all makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would actually really love to hear like anyone who is pregnant or like has been pregnant before, like what were your random symptoms? Like, did you have dandruff? Did you have like nightmares? Because I actually was just so shocked at some of these symptoms that I had without even knowing, especially the nasal congestion. I was like, these are just so weird. Like you just kind of don't um think that it could be related, but it totally is. So I would love to hear in the comments below what symptoms you had, and I will be back when I am back with another Pregnancy Diaries episode.